Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. It's Friday and I just pulled up to an estate sale. I dropped off my son from school and headed straight up here. I opened at 8 a.m. It's like 8:10 and there are a lot of cars here. So let's get inside and see what we can find.
Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, it's busy. I'm gonna squeeze right past you, sir. I'm sorry. I love selling printer ink, but these were unfortunately just too expensive. There were some cute little trinkets and boxes up here in sort of their front section. But again, $5, $10 was just too much for those kinds of things. This little one was adorable though.
She has 8 books at $2, so that's 16, and then they have a coat at 10. So 26.
Heading to the bedroom now, and it was pretty busy in there. Took a quick look at the shoes, didn't see anything very promising there. So that kind of told me that the clothing would probably be similar as far as quality. So I took a quick peek in the closet, but didn't feel like I really needed to dig through in there. The bathroom was also pretty bare, as you can see in here. There were a few cute little trinkets over here, but nothing that really caught my eye. That was the most interesting thing to me, but it didn't really seem like it was too special. So I decided to move on to another room until this one was maybe a little more cleared out. I do usually make a few passes through the house at estate sales, either because it's busy and I'm waiting for a room to kind of clear out, or because I just miss things on the first pass through. So now we are headed towards the garage and took a quick stop in the laundry room, but the garage is where all of the treasures were. There were so many amazing books in here. I took a quick scan at first, but wanted to see what else was in this garage before I went back and looked a little more thoroughly. These magazines were so interesting to me. I quickly realized that they were very old and wanted to make a deal for all of them. I was hoping these air filters were the size that we use in our house. Besides looking for items to resell, I'm always looking for items that we regularly use at estate sales because it's a great way to just save money on our basic household items. A lot of times estate sales are different than yard sales in that they are selling the entire contents of the house. So you can find things like cleaning supplies and tools. So it can be a really resourceful way to shop. So we're beginning to see that the book section was really the highlight of this sale. And that's one of the great things about estate sales is it will sort of force you to look into different categories that you might not normally look at if you were in a large thrift store. And that is a great way to learn new reselling niches. Decided to head back into the kitchen just to make sure I saw what was in there before I went even further into the books. And they had a lot of cool, interesting things in here, as you'll see, but unfortunately it just seemed like the prices were a little high. I was hoping to find a Cutco knife in here, but I did not. It got pretty noisy in this kitchen. I had seen these black lacquer placemats in the photos that they provided online. They were really interesting, and there was a couple of pretty outrageous listings on Etsy for like a couple $100s, but I hadn't seen any sold. So at $25, that was just too expensive to get into without any comparable comps. As you can see, they had lots of pretty cool little trinkets. I really liked this wooden bird. I don't know why. I was trying to see if there was a maker's mark on there, but they wanted $5, and as you can see, it was really small. I had it in my hand for a little while, but couldn't find anything on it, so we left it behind. In this living room area, they had some more higher priced items, art, some sculptures, and they were all just priced too high for resale, but I do still enjoy looking at the interesting items, especially in estate sales, even if I know, I'm not necessarily going to buy them. I think just the more that you expose yourself to, the more you can learn. And I like to pay attention to the items they are pricing high, because that means that most likely they looked it up and it has resale value. Now, this wood carved mirror really did catch my eye. I thought it was really cool with the butterfly. It was definitely vintage. I just wish it would have been priced a little bit lower. It's something I would have bought on half off day, though, if I would have returned to this sale. I thought it was very, very unique. There was a whole room of more kid items and games. Probably was the grandkids' room. I was really hoping I might find something cool in here, but I personally didn't. If you see anything I missed, though, definitely let me know in the comments. This was like the most basic Bop It, but there are other versions of it, like the Bop It Extreme, that do sell pretty regularly in the like $25 range if you can grab one at a yard sale for like $1. There was quite a few older board games over here. I took a look at all of them, even looked up some comps for a few, like this instant replay game because it looked definitely vintage. I don't know if I looked up that one, but I did also look up this Star Wars game, which could have been okay, but when I opened up the box, it didn't look like it had all the pieces. They also wanted $5. But there can be money in old board games that are hard to find or they don't make anymore. So I went back into the bedroom and this blanket caught my eye the second time around. It has the ABCs and the numbers on it, so I thought that was kind of cute. It was an all-over print, so I just wanted to really check it over for stains. They only wanted $4 for it, and the brand is called Goodwin Weavers, and it is vintage, so I decided to take a chance on that one. I did find some similar comps within the like $30 range. Taking a look at the rest of the blankets, and then over to the side I did see that she had a basket full of knitting. Yarn is definitely something to keep an eye out for, especially if you're finding them new in the package or new skeins. I didn't see anything that looked too interesting, but in my last video, I will link it down below, you will see a lot of yarn that I sold recently for $60. Headed back into the garage, I decided to grab this Folex carpet spot remover because I have kids and pets. But now it was time to dive back into these books and look at them just a little bit more closely and see if I could find some gems in here. So I just found this old comp for this book for $45. I keep coming back to the books because there's some really nice ones. Every time I come back, I see another one. Add this into here. I'm taking one more peek at the books, and here's a pro tip for you. Newer books have a barcode on the back with their ISBN number, and you can actually scan that barcode right inside of eBay or Amazon so that you can find comps. Vintage books, however, will not have that, so you'll have to search by the title. All right, I just got out of the estate sale. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty hard to film, especially when you are like learning on the fly. So I have to Google image search a lot of things as I'm shopping. But I did my best. I hope I got some good footage in there, but let me show you everything that I got. Okay, so I've got like 4 boxes, and you guys, the majority of it is books and magazines. So I saw that there was a large lot, and I think I found these mostly off camera, of these vintage camera magazines from anywhere between like 1968 and like 1970s, and they are really cool. So apparently this guy was a photographer. There's amazing books. There were some cameras, but they had them priced up, but not as many cameras as you would have expected. So maybe those were things that he kept. But I they had the magazines priced at 5 for $1, which I thought was a steal, 25 cents a piece. So I just decided to ask them like how much for all of them. So I got these 2 ginormous boxes plus that one of all these vintage magazines for $24. I will probably list them in lots. And I think, you know, even like a lot of 5 of them should sell for at least $20. So I looked up literally just one and saw a comp for $20 for one. So we're gonna have to do some more research when we get home. I also just grabbed some amazing books. I thought this one was beautiful, like beautiful, what are the coffee table books. This one is also extremely old, and so that intrigued me. Let me see here, 1901, and it is a photography book from 1901. So I thought that was pretty awesome. All of these books were $2 a piece. And I did check comps on a few of them. Like I showed you, I saw a comp for one of these photography books. This one, I believe, Helen Levitt photography book for $44, sold recently. So I'm hoping there's some gems in here. I tried to pick out some ones that I thought were unique, either old or this is a set of 2, and I believe they only charged me for 1, but it's like in its nice cover, volume 1 and 2. Obviously it's super heavy, but I have a feeling that this might be good, so we will definitely be checking comps on that. You saw me grab this blanket, this vintage Goodwin Weavers blanket. I had never heard of this, but made in USA. It has like ABC 1, 2, 3 on it. I hope that it doesn't have any stains. And then I got a new ruler for my eBay listings, because this one looks a lot nicer than the one I'm currently using. And I think a Folex, because I heard this stuff is really good. Okay, that was so much fun. Honestly, I'm really starting to like estate sales because it's almost like you're going to a museum. There's, especially like this one, they were definitely travelers. This guy was a photographer. He just had a lot of really cool stuff. So I hope I was able to show at least some of that too in the video. Let me know what you think about books. Do you sell books? Do you have any tips for selling books for me? Because I am learning, guys. All hard goods, books, all these things are definitely newer to me. I am a clothing reseller, or have been for the last 8 years, so I am learning on the fly. I hope you guys enjoy watching and shopping and learning with me. So if you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so that you can go along on the next adventure with me. I'll see you later. Bye.